The best cars Elvis Presley owned. Wow! Elvis Presley, who spent almost 2 decades as a public figure, was never one to keep a low profile, especially regarding his famous collection of luxury automobiles. Elvis Presley's automobile collection reflected the same ostentatiousness that made him famous on stage. Although he preferred Cadillacs, Elvis Presley was certainly not unfamiliar with exotic imports. Elvis Presley acquired a large number of seemingly disposable vehicles from the time of his early success in the mid-1950s until he died in 1977. Even though the late rock star had many cars of his own, he frequently gave out brand new Cadillacs as gifts to fans and acquaintances. Elvis Presley's private automobile collection, on the other hand, was more lavish. Let's go through his collection and marvel at all of the great oldies he had. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the best cars Elvis Presley owned. Wow! So stay tuned to find out more. Now let's start our video. 1971 De Tomaso Pantera. The De Tomaso Pantera, one of the first mid-engined supercars to hit the market in the 1970s, is a true beast. These early Panteras had a peak speed of 159 miles per hour and 325 horsepower from their Ford 351 Sid Cleveland V8 engines. Even though he had his own Pantera, Elvis Presley wasn't fond of it. When he was driving his yellow De Tomaso about Memphis, it suddenly stalled and refused to start. Not long after, back at Graceland, Presley told a friend this anecdote. The Pantera was brought back on tow but was still damaged beyond repair. Elvis pulled out a gun and shot the De Tomaso many times while explaining the accident. 1957 BMW 507. As he was already a famous musician, inducted into the U.S. Army in 1958 and stationed in Germany, Presley needed to find a method to go about in style. Ultimately, the 1957 BMW 507 was a good match, becoming one of the most valuable automobiles Elvis Presley ever owned. This particular BMW was once owned by legendary German racer Hans Stuck, who had the vehicle's power plant modified for use in hill climb competitions. After many German admirers allegedly placed lipstick-smeared kiss marks and their phone digits on the 507's bodywork, Presley reportedly had the entire car repainted in crimson. 61970 Mercedes-Benz 600. The Mercedes-Benz 600 series was a superlatively sophisticated and luxurious automobile. Throughout the 1970s, Elvis Presley had his chauffeur drive him about in at least 2 of his famous grosser automobiles. Furthermore, Presley once stole a second Mercedes-Benz 600 and gave it to Sheriff Bill Morris as a gift. As a token of his appreciation, Morris deputized Presley, resulting in the singer and his group being issued Shelby County Sheriff's Department badges. 51973 Stutz Blackhawk 3. Elvis Presley liked the Stutz Blackhawk so much that his collection had 3 spectacular coupes throughout the 1970s. The Blackhawks were extremely rare since they combined a General Motors chassis with custom-made Italian bodywork. Elvis had become the first public owner of a Stutz by convincing the dealer to sell him a prototype before the production version was even available for purchase. If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Now let's continue. 41975 Ferrari Dyno 308 GT4. To be precise, Presley was the legal owner of a Ferrari. Nevertheless, unlike the 246 GT, which was released alongside the Dyno moniker, the 308 GT4 didn't wear the famous Ferrari emblem until 1976. In 1976, Ferrari began using its brand name on automobiles. Presley's 308, known as the Black Mamba, was a 1975 model that eventually received the now iconic Prancing Horse logo. 31956 Cadillac Eldorado. Elvis was particularly fond of Cadillacs, so much so that he's now practically associated with the brand despite his varied automobile choices. Elvis Presley has several Cadillacs, including a purple 1956 Eldorado convertible. The common myth is that Presley bought the white Eldorado in Texas and drove it back to his home state of Tennessee. Reportedly, upon his arrival, he drove up to a local dealership, smashed a handful of grapes on the hood, and then requested that the car be repainted to match the color of the grapes. 1955 Cadillac Fleetwood 60. Presley had already acquired a 1955 Cadillac Fleetwood and his now iconic purple Cadillac. Like with its twin, Presley was unhappy with the color scheme applied during assembly. His mother had never learned to drive, so Presley had the automobile repainted in a custom shade of pink he called Elvis Rose and gave it to her as a present. 11948 Chevrolet Panel Truck. According to Graceland estate caretakers, Elvis Presley's favorite vehicle was a beat-up 1948 Chevrolet panel van that the king kept concealed from the rest of his prestigious fleet. Elvis kept the Chevrolet around for one reason and one reason only: to use it as a disguise. Whenever he needed a break from the celebrity and money that dominated so much of his life, he would sneak out of Graceland in the old Chevy and some old clothing and pretend to be someone else. Well guys, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comments section how this one was. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing for more. And don't forget to provide us with your valuable feedback. We will see you in the following video with some more notable celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.